video is not supporting, which is what we're doing. So. Start this stream and see that it's not working.
Ladies and gentlemen, again, welcome to the Student Activity Center on the campus of Dixie State University. At this time, we would like to recognize the Dixie State seniors. We have 3 seniors to recognize today. Our first, a 5'8" libero from Cottonwood Heights, Utah, number 5, Jacqueline Conde. Jacqueline has been a valued contributor in her 3 seasons at Dixie State, having played 72 career matches with 10 starts, including playing in all 24 matches this season. As a primary reserve libero, Jacqueline has recorded double figures in digs 20 times, including a season-high 18 digs earlier this year versus Cal Poly Florida and a career-high 30 digs last season versus Northwest Nazarene. Jacqueline has also got the job done in the classroom as she is a 2-time academic all-Pac-West selection. Coach Butler says about Jacqueline, there is no one like Jack. Jacqueline is like a little bulldog. She's a fighter. She plays hard every day. She's such a positive team player and is always thinking of her teammates before herself. I've been amazed at her heart and her care for her team the past 3 years. We will miss Jack. Jacqueline will graduate this May, with her bachelor's degree in exercise science with a minor in Spanish. She is joined on the court today by her parents, Brian and Liz Conde. Number 5, Jacqueline Conde. A 6'1" redshirt junior from Fullerton, California, number 3, Kayla Chapman. Kayla has played 48 career matches, 44 career starts, and no block for the Trailblazers. She's enjoyed a breakout season in 2018, been on a hitting tear over her last 13 matches, as she has averaged 9 kills and a .349 overall hitting percentage with just 29 attack errors and 272 total attempts over this current stretch. She threw down a career-high 22 kills in Dixie State's cover-behind win at Point Loma last Saturday, and followed that up with 9 kills and 8 blocks in a victory over Hilo this past Monday. Today, Kayla has 194 kills, 79 blocks on the year, and leads the team with a .313 hitting percentage. She enters today's match 4th all-time on the career hitting percentage list and needs 7 more blocks to move into the top 10 of Dixie State's career blocks list. She's also excelled in the classroom as she is a 2-time academic all-Pac-West selection. Coach Butler says about Kayla, she is the ultimate example of hard work pays off. From a redshirt to now one of the best hitters in the conference, Kayla has earned everything she's received because of her hard work and dedication. She's handed down the most disciplined student athlete I've ever worked with, and I'm so proud to see her achieving her dreams. Kayla is a senior academically and will graduate this May with a bachelor's degree in nursing. She's joined on the court today by her parents, Brian and Joanna Chapman, and her boyfriend, Michael. Number 3, Kayla Chapman. Number 6, Lauren Gamble. 5'7" junior from Bountiful, Utah. Number 7, Sid Brandon. From St. Louis, California. Number 9, Hannah Duda. And the 5'11" senior from Prescott, Arizona. Number 10, Brett Barney. Your Trailblazers are coached by head coach Robin Felder, assisted by Dave Roberts, Dave Cash, and Lindsay Garrett.
Welcome to the Student Activity Center on this beautiful Saturday afternoon. With you always today is myself, James Guerin, bringing you the senior game for your Dixie State Trailblazers. However, it's not the final home game of the season, as we do have another matchup tomorrow going up against Academy of Art. But for now, your Trailblazers are going up against the Cougars of Azusa Pacific, and three mentioned seniors today: Kayla Chapman, Jacqueline Condi, and of course the captain Brett Barney, celebrating their senior night, senior day. And coming into today, your Trailblazers are posting an 11-13 record, 9-7 in Pac West play, and Azusa Pacific sitting at second place with a 20-5 overall, 13-4 in Pac West play. The only matchup going on right now in the Pac West Conference, as the rest of the conference will be playing later on tonight. As the Cougars finished up their homestand of the season, coming off a 3-0 win against Hawaii Hilo on Thursday, and starting a 3-game road trip right about now. And that's going to be Kaylin Higa starting this one off over for the Cougars. It's going to be Brandon already making an impact. And the Cougars are going to reset. Doonan in the back, over to Nelson, and that's going to be, you know it, Lefty Lauren getting the first kill in set number 1, and the Trailblazers are up early, taking their first points of the game. As Jacqueline Condi makes her first appearance, subbing in for Casey Adams. And that's going to get hit right at Brandon, and watch out. As the Cougars come in today with a lot of offensive firepower, they have 4 players over the 200-point mark for the season. It's going to be Condi starting off over to Nelson, swung back over to Doonan, and she finds the gap in the middle, and that's going to fall for a Trailblazer point. Julianne Miller, the leading scorer for the Cougars. And that's going to be a net violation. Point awarded to the Trailblazers. It's going to be Brandon again, serving it over. This one's going to get hit from the back line. Condi's there to start off, over to Nelson. That one's going to get tipped over, but the Cougars able to keep it alive, and Nelson sets it up to the captain again, able to recover, back over to the captain, and that one's going to fall for a Cougar point. The kill, it looks like it was an attack error. One-handed tip, and that's going to find the back row for the captain. As we got substitutions, we got Kara Moore and Shannon Sorensen checking in for Barney and Nelson. And Moore is going to serve this one away. That's going to be Brandon making the good dig right there. That one's going to get tipped over for another Cougars start. And that one's going to get tipped over. And that's going to be Sarah Wagenfeld, 6'2" sophomore. As she's the third leading scorer on the Cougar team. Serving this one, it's going to be Danica Young. Loops this one over. Brennan's going to start it off. That's going to go back over, and that one's going to get tipped at the line and then fall for a Trailblazer point. And Casey Adams checking in. It's going to be Hannah Doonan serving it away. Back row hit once again. More to start it off. Back over to Brandon. That's going to be Sorensen hitting it back over, nearly hitting the ceiling on that one. A big windup, and Moore with the diving effort, but unable to keep that one alive. And Madison Ogus, the second leading scorer on this Cougar team, averaging 3.5 points per set. Now, big windup by Chapman, and the Cougars are able to maintain it. It's going to be Doonan again, starting off over to Moore. Switching the side, it's going to be Chapman. Back hit by Doonan, and that one's going to go and deflect out of play. A lot of support here today, as it is a pretty good, decent-sized crowd for a Saturday afternoon. Of course, football on the road today as they finished their last home game last weekend. And that one's going to fall for a Cougar point. And that's going to be Aaliyah Morrison, 6' sophomore, getting the kill on that one. It's going to be Bailey Hennington, another sophomore. So a young team for the Cougars today. And the block is going to go down, and we're tied for the first time here in set number one. Hennington once again. Adams to start it off. Back over to Moore. And Lauren tried to get that one over, but however, able to improvise with the Cougars. And this is a big windup. And that's going to be Julianne Miller. They're going to be targeting her all game long. Miller, just a sophomore. Gamble able to get that one over. The Cougars able to restart. And Brandon lost her footing on that one, and that one's going to fall for a Cougar point. And I'm looking at the roster right now for the Cougars, and there isn't a single senior on this roster. So everybody on this team, unless transferring, they're going to be back. And they're going to give Cal Baptist a run for their money, no doubt about it. Able to maintain all of their players. As it's going to be Sorensen unable to return this one over, deflects off the net, and the Cougars on a 4-point run right now. And a little bit of miscommunication, and that was going to be a service ace, and Coach Felder not liking what she's seeing so far. The Trailblazers came off to a fast start, able to take the lead, and then the Cougars doing what they do and taking the lead. Azusa Pacific, as I mentioned earlier, coming in 20-5 overall. Coming in with a 2-game winning streak, but of course, that one loss was to Cal Baptist, losing 3 sets to 1. Other than that, they've won their last 5 out of 6 games, winning their last 2, both clean sweeps. As following tonight's matchup, next week Friday, it's going to be going up against Holy Names and then finishing up the season against Notre Dame Dana Muir. If luck falls their way, they could be getting an at-large bid for such an outstanding season, of course, losing twice to Cal Baptist, and then of course losing the other close ones to Concordia, losing in 5, losing to Biola by a clean sweep. And then losing to UC San Diego, of course, that was a West Region showcase early on in the season. But nonetheless, a great season for the Cougars all around. And that's going to be Adams getting the wind up. And that one's going to go cross court. That one's going to fall. Good timeout by Felder right there as the Trailblazers get their quick point, finding themselves down by 3. And it's going to be the freshman Nelson serving this one over. Nearly hitting the net on that one, but that one's going to fall just in front of Nelson. And the Cougars finding all the holes right now between the Trailblazer defense, and it's working. As checking into the game, it's going to be Kayla Higa and Amy Hinnett. Adams will start it off over to Nelson, and there's going to be Lauren right there hitting that one, but able to retain it. And that one's going to get hit off of her head, but able to keep focus, and this one's going to fall as the Trailblazers are all over the place on that one. Captain trying to get her team together, rally her troops, as Higa's going to serve this one over again. Going to be Dune into Nelson, back over to Adams, and that one's going to fall. Now she's going to check out for Condi. And I spoke with Adams a little bit after Monday's game, and I asked her, why are you always checking out as soon as you score? And she explained to me that they each get 3 rotation sets, and I was like, wow, that actually makes a lot of sense. So I'm glad that I was able to speak to her for a little bit, so she can help me understand volleyball a little bit more. And Nelson unable to dig that one. And the Cougars take a 5-point lead. As some of you may not know, this is my first season calling volleyball. So coming into this season, wasn't too sure on most of the terms and how the game's really played. But watching all these games throughout the season, and that one's going to fall for a Trailblazer point, and the Cougars unable to return this one back. But watching this season really opened my eyes to how difficult volleyball really is. As I've said a couple of games ago, these girls just make it look so easy. And that one's going to get hit just outside the line. And Brandon's going to serve it again. But these girls play hard, and they deserve a lot of credit for what they do. And making the diving effort is going to be Hennington, but unable to get there. And the Blazers on a little bit of a run of their own. And it's going to be Brandon once again. And that's going to be Miller. Barely getting this one over, and that one's going to sneak in just behind the back line. And Coach Felder's loving it, and that's going to be a timeout for the Cougars. Coach Keefe maybe a little bit confused as to what happened the last couple of points, as the Trailblazers find themselves down by 1 after finding themselves down by 5 early on. I apologize for the sound cutout, but since we are streaming on YouTube, we are not allowed to broadcast any sort of copyright as a broadcast agency. And that's going to be Brandon serving it away. And the Cougars just having to send this one over lightly. And there's the smack. And that's going to be a net violation, it looks like. And we got a tie game. 13 apiece. A lot of love and support from the crowd here. And Brennan to serve it over, and that's going to be a low one. And Miller's right there, and she makes it look effortless and showing why she is the #1 scorer on the team. And Miller's going to lightly hit this one over to Nelson, and that's going to be Chapman, and that one's going to fall. And trying to play it off the backboard, but doesn't count. It's going to be Higa checking back in.
In the lineup for Dixie State, Karen Moore and Shannon Sorensen.
Julianne Miller last year was actually second team All-Pac West as a freshman, so the Cougars found some talent in Miller. And Moore's going to serve it over, and that one's going to hit directly down by Sorensen. And the Trailblazers take a lead. Moore's going to serve it over again. He got to set it up. And Brandon able to keep that one alive. Over to Moore, and that's going to be Doonan finding the back row. Cougars another chance right here. And Brandon to be able to dig that one right there. And Chapman's going to tip this one over, and that one's going to fall. Moore again. He gonna serve this one up in the big windup. And the Trailblazers are gonna have to improvise, and that one's gonna get tipped again, and Higa's gonna start it up over to Hennington, and that one's gonna get deflected. Nearly blocked by Chapman again. And Sorensen to start it off over to Brandon. This one's going to get hit over by Doonan, finding Hennington again. We got a good rally going on here. It's going to be Condi starting it up over to Moore. Doonan's going to find the back row. Cougars able to keep it alive. And the Trailblazers another chance right here. Doonan being able to sneak that one in after a pretty good rally, and Coach Felder fired up, and Coach Keith's going to take another timeout as he is not liking what he is seeing, and the Trailblazers taking that momentum out of that first timeout and able to keep this one going. And the Cougars just huddling up right now, letting them know that, hey, we can take these guys. But however, the Trailblazers not letting that happen, as I'm going to take a 30-second break, but we'll keep it right here on the visual, and I will be right back after this. Back after that short timeout. For those of you just joining us, with you today is always myself, James Guerin, bringing you all the action from every women's sports team event on this beautiful Saturday afternoon in the Student Activity Center. And quickly, the Cougars get the point off of that kill, fresh out of the timeout. And that one's going to be served over by Young. And that one nearly taking the face off of Hennington. And she wanted nothing to do with that one. And boy, was that one coming in hot. Almost heard a laser beam coming out of that. That was going to be Adams getting the kill award on that one. And another big windup, and she took lift off of that one. And that's going to be Madison Ogus, second leading scorer for the Cougars. As Ogus serves this one over, Brandon started off, and that's going to be Chapman nearly getting it on that one. And that's going to be an attack error. Trailblazers coming out strong here in set number one. Started off strong, then fell behind a little bit. Coach Felder had some encouraging words for her team. The Trailblazers taking that into effect, and that one's going to get blocked as Adams and Gamble are there. And Chapman's going to serve it over. And that one's going to come in and fall for a Cougar point. That's going to be Aaliyah Morrison. And it's going to be Hennington serving it away for the Cougars. Doonan over to Moore, and that's going to be Gamble able to keeping this one alive, and that one's going to hit the ceiling. Great effort. If the ceiling wasn't there, that would have been a point, but not the case. And the Blazers are now 4 points away from taking set number one. Nelson going to serve it over. Ogus to start it off, and that's going to be Miller finding Brennan, and Brennan's going to start off and save that one, and that one's going to fall as Doonan gets the kill on that one. Ogus unable to return it. The Trailblazers, of course, with nothing to lose, but for the Cougars, everything to lose. So the pressure is definitely on them. As Miller's going to get blocked again and unable to return this one. Sorry, not Miller, Morrison. And Nelson looking to close out set number one. The Ogus, and that one's going to fall. We are at game point here in set number one. And Miller's going to get denied. And your Trailblazers taking set number one over the number 2 team in the Pac West by a score of 25-17. Maybe not what most people expected here, but the Trailblazers here to prove us all wrong here on senior night. Of course, with the 3 honored seniors, Kayla Chapman, Jacqueline Conde, and Brett Barney, able to show the rest of the conference that they could play with anybody at any given day. And both teams having their between set discussions. And what an exhilarating first set as the Trailblazers came out strong. And Kayla Chapman's going to lead the way. Excuse me. It's going to be Lauren Gamble leading the way with 4 points with a .375 hitting percentage, 3 of them being kills. And we'll be back in 90 seconds after this timeout here on the Trailblazer Volleyball Network. Welcome back to the Student Activity Center. In case you are just joining us, myself, James Guerin, for all your play-by-play for all Dixie State University women's sports. And the Trailblazers come in victorious in set number 1 by a score of 25-17 over the Azusa Pacific Cougars, who, in case you didn't know, coming into today's match with a record of 20-5. Impressive mark for the Cougars, but the Trailblazers showing that they can hang with any team. As early on in the season, the two teams met up. Excuse me, they did not meet up early on in the season. I apologize, I thought they did. Dixie State on a 2-game winning streak right now. Last week on the road against Point Loma, and then on Monday, the clean sweep of Hawaii Hilo. And set number 2 getting started. And that's going to be, of course, Lefty Lauren getting the kill on that one, splitting the 2 defenders. The Trailblazers, like set 1, taking the first point. And that one's going to roll on top of the net, and that's going to be Lefty Lauren again, capitalizing, making that one to fall. That one's going to tip the net. The Cougars able to recover, and Nelson diving effort over to Brandon. This is going to find Adams. The Cougars able to return this one. Bennington to save that one. And blocked by the Trailblazers, but however, that one falls out of play for a Cougar point. And Natalie Clapp serving this one over, short liner. And Adams, of course, with the beautiful windup. We need to get a photographer out here to get these beautiful poses. That's a magazine cover right there. And Condi's gonna serve this one over. And Higa's gonna hit the net. And that's gonna be a net violation. Condi's going to serve it over again, finding Clapp, over to Higa, and now he's going to find Ogus, and that one's going to get blocked. Trailblazers coming out strong here in set number 2, showing no mercy. Condi once again, back row to Clapp, over to Higa, and that's going to be Ogus again. Condi over to Nelson, and that's going to be the captain, and she gets denied on that one, led by Miller. And the 4-point run called to a stop as Headington's going to serve this one over. Brandon start off over to Nelson, and that's going to be the captain, splitting the 2 blockers on that one. Brandon serving it over. And Ogus is going to hit this one way out of play. Over to the Trailblazer bench. The Trailblazers have a commanding lead so far, but not to be jinxed. I'm going to knock on wood. And that's an announcer's jinx right there, as that one's going to go out of play for a service error. Subbing in for the Cougars going to be Danica Young. And it's going to be Doonan with the windup. Cougars able to save this one. And it's going to be Ogus tipping it over, and Brandon's going to keep it alive over to Barney. And the big windup, and Condi's able to dig this one. Nelson over to Chapman. And back and forth these two teams go. As Chapman tried to catch him off guard, and they're able to keep this one alive. Still going, and Chapman nearly getting that one in, and it looks like that's going to be a set error, and the Trailblazers win that rally. As Carol Moore and Sorensen check into the game for Barney and Nelson. As Gamble's percentage has gone up to 50%. Just an outstanding number. It's going to be Ogus over to Young. That's going to find Morrison. And Sorensen able to keep it alive. As Doonan tried to find the back corner. And it looks like that's going to be a net violation. Block error is the official call by Sorensen. And checking in for her first appearance today is Sophia Newhouse, a freshman. And Condon to start off over to Moore, and that's going to find Chapman. Hennington keeping this one alive, tipping the ceiling. And that's going to find Moore again over to Brandon. And that's going to be Sorensen hitting over. Morrison to start it off, over to Young. That looks like that's going to be a set error. As Adams checks into the game for Condi. Hannah Doonan, your server. And Chapman trying to get that one off of the bad set. It looks like it is a block error by Chapman. It's going to be served over by Wagenfield. And that's going to be Sorensen finding the space in the defense. Gamble's going to check in for Brandon. And Chapman to serve it over. A little bit of a curve on that one. And Adams with the diving effort on that one. Doesn't get there in time. This one's going back and forth after Dixie took a 5-point lead. It's been 2 points there, 2 points there. And Higa's going to serve this one over for the Cougars. Adams to start it off, over to Moore, and that's going to be Gamble finding Hennington, and Higa's going to serve it up again. And that one goes out of play as the good awareness by Moore. And Barney and Nelson are going to come in for Moore and Sorensen. Setting this one up for Adams. Adams gets blocked and able to keep this one off the net. And that one's going to fall right in between three defenders. And that's, of course, Julianne Miller finding the space on that one. Serving it over. The diving effort is Doonan over to Nelson. Now he's going to get another strike at it. Cougars able to retain it. And Higa catching the Trailblazers off guard, as we had a good rally going on there for a second, and Higa decided to change things up. Instead of setting it up to her teammate, just flicks this one over, and that one's able to fall. Adams to start it off, over to Nelson. This one's going to go back to Adams. And that one gets blocked, and Gamble tried to keep that one up in the air, and that one falls. And Coach Felder's going to take a timeout as that lead is now all of a sudden just by 2. And the Trailblazers showing a lot of heart in today's game, showing love for their 3 seniors on senior night. And I remember my senior night as I played soccer in high school, and there was just no other game like it. You just put everything that you have left on the field or on the court, or whatever sport you may be in, and you just give it your all, because that's it. You have no other game. And on that note, I'm going to take a 30-second timeout on the Dixie State Trailblazer Volleyball Network. Somebody's in there because it was showing football. Yeah, there's like a lounge in there. Welcome back to the Student Activity Center, where the Trailblazers hold on to an 11-9 lead here in set number 2, with the Trailblazers coming victorious in set number 1, 25-17, and starting immediately as the Trailblazers weren't quite out of their timeout. However, it backfires on the Cougars as that one's going to fall for a Trailblazer point, and Condi checks in for Adams. And Condi to serve it over. It's going to be Ogus setting it up for Higa. And that one's going to get tipped over. And Brandon able to keep this one alive. And Lauren Gamble's going to find the back row just inside of the line. And Condi serving it over. Hennington to start things up. Over to Higa. And this is going to find Ogus. And that one's going to get hit over the net, but out of play. And Miller's going to check out, and coming in for her is Sarah Wagenfeld. As Hennington, your server. Doing it with the hard strike, but Hennington keeping it alive. All over the place. She keeps everything alive for the Cougars. And that one's going to get blocked one-on-one. It's going to be Wagenfeld blocking Gamble on that one. And Hennington serving it over again. Doing it over to Nelson, and that's going to be Barney getting the point, but able to keep this one alive off of the ceiling. It looks like it might have been a set error. It was a block error officially by Wagenfeld. And Brandon's going to serve it over again. Barely tipping over the net. And Connie's going to start it off the ceiling, able to improvise this one. And Higa's going to set this one over to Ogus, and that one's going to get in there as that one's deflected out of play. As we got substitutions, Leah Morrison checking in along with Shayla Kagahiro. Condi over to Nelson, and Junion's just going to have to hit this one over lightly. And that one's going to go out of play. Too much power, but it looks like it may have been tipped. It looks like it was tipped, and Coach Felder doesn't like it. Not agreeing with the call. And Kagahiro again. Dunan over to Nelson. able to just lightly place that one in the back corner. Recovering from that last point as Moore and Sorensen check in for Barney and Nelson. Getting blocked on that one, and the Cougars unable to return this one over. And that one's going to fall for a Trailblazer point. A little bit of breathing room now, up by 3 here in set number 2. And it's going to be Moore once again. It's going to be Morrison getting the hit, and that one's going to split the 2 defenders, and that one's going to drop. Serving it over, and it's going to be Doonan getting the strike on it. Hennington able to keep it alive. And Doonan starting off over to Moore again. This is going to find Sorensen switching field and trying to keep this one on the left side of the court, keeping it in, but just bounces over the line. It is a 1-point game. And Newhouse to serve it again. And trying to squeeze the 2 defenders as Brennan able to dig this one. And the whistle was blown before the strike was even made. And it looks like it was a bad set by Kara Moore. And Newhouse serving it away. And that one's gonna fall. Anna Doonan getting the kill on that one. And the Trailblazers break the tie. And Doonan to serve it over. And Doonan able to recover this one again over to Moore, and Chapman's gonna find the back corner. No one in the vicinity of that one. And the block unable to stay in play on that one. Kill is going to be awarded to Natalie Clapp. And Wagenfeld unable to get this one over the net. Service error. And Gamble's going to check in for Brandon. Of miscommunication going on between Chapman and Adams as they both thought they were going to get it. Adams hesitated for a second. And that one fell for a Cougar point as Higa's going to serve it away. And Doonan to start it off. And then Chapman's going to get blocked, and it looks like that's going to be a net violation. And we're tied up here again. Higa serve it away. Adams over to Moore. Sorensen firing it away. Hennington able to keep it alive. And both players called for it, and it seemed like Doonan didn't hear Brandon on that one, and Coach Felder's going to take a timeout as they find themselves down for the first time here in set number 2. If you aren't able to make it today, don't worry. There's one more game, the final home game against Academy of Art. And with that, I'll be back in about 45 seconds here on the Trailblazer Volleyball Network. And welcome back to the Student Activity Center. The Cougars on top by 1 here in set number 2, and we're underway. As Adams is going to get that sweet motion and that kill over the net, and the block goes out of play. And it's tied up here again. Nelson getting that one fired right at her. And that's going to be Miller. Good awareness by Doonan as she called that one early. And that one gets out of play. And tied once again. And Adams is going to stay in for a rare serve. And Nelson hitting it over to Brandon, and as the Cougars wanted the call on that one, Trailblazers probably thought it was a block, but a hit off the net. And Hennington to serve it over. Doonan to start off over to Nelson, and this one's going to find lefty Lauren, and that one's going to fall. Back and forth these two teams are in set number 2. And Brandon's going to serve it over. And Olga's getting blocked on that one. Wagenveld unable to pop it back up. And the Trailblazers 2 points away from taking set number 2. Brandon again. That one's going to get blocked again, and Cougars able to recover. Adams over to Nelson, and it's going to be Doonan trying to find the back corner. However, that's going to be a point for the Cougars, and we got Morrison and Kagahiro checking in. And Kagahiro is going to serve it over. It's going to be Doonan starting it off. Over to Nelson. This is going to find Doonan again. The tip, the Cougars, another start, and bad set. As the referee showing some slick hands right there. And the Trailblazers are now game point. And Kara Moore to serve it over. And Moore hits it over. Adams keeping it alive. Sorensen over to Doonan, and Doonan's going to find the back row. It's going to hit off the ceiling. Kagahiro keeping it alive, and Pennington's going to have to keep it over. Doonan back over to Sorensen. Kagahiro keeping it alive. And Hennington over to Ogus. Adams to Moore, and it's going to find Doonan again. And that one's going to find the back middle And the Trailblazers take set number 2, shocking everybody, and the crowd is loving it. I'm loving it. And the Trailblazers go into set number 3, taking both sets. Set number 1, 25-17. Set 2, 25-23. And boy, senior night showing up to the height that we were all expecting. And man, are the Trailblazers showing up today or what? I'm excited for next season. As unfortunately, they aren't going to get an at-large bid for regionals, as they are sitting in 6th place in conference play. However, over 500 in conference play, sitting at 9-7 with the victory today, improves them obviously to 10-7 and 12-13 on the season. So of course, the Trailblazers trying to get to that 500 record mark for the overall season. And if they continue to play like this, they're going to win out. As there's 4 minutes left in halftime, I will be back in about 3.5 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Get some food, have that good old brunch, and I'll be back on the Dixie State Trailblazer Volleyball Network. welcome back to the Student Activity Center on this gorgeous campus of ours of Dixie State University, and the Trailblazers finding themselves up 2-0 over the number 2 team in the Pac West. All smiles from the Trailblazers sideline as they're feeling good about their chances, but it's not over yet. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And Higa's gonna start set number 3 away. And Adams firing that one in, and that had some power, and that was gonna get blocked. And it's gonna be Morrison getting blocked again, and the Cougars are not able to keep this one in. And for all 3 sets, the Trailblazers have taken the first point. And the senior, Jacqueline Condi, serving it over. And that one's gonna get blocked and out of play, and Coach Felder's loving it. Loving her team right now. As everyone in the center loving it. And Condi to serve it over again. That's gonna find Olga, that's gonna bounce off of it, and Morrison got in the way of Higa, and it's 3-0 here in set number 3. And it's gonna be Condi again. And that one's gonna fall short. And Cougars get their first point in set number 3. It's going to be Sophia Newhouse checking in for Madison Ogus. Newhouse serving it over. Brandon to start off. That's going to find Gamble, and that one's going to get denied. The Cougars get another shot at it, and that one's going to split Brandon and Condi. And that one's going to fall. And Newhouse serving it over, and Brandon's going to start it off over to Nelson. That's going to find Doonan as 2 players nearly collide. And it's going to be Brandon serving it over, and now it's going to be a short one. And they're just going to have to lightly hit it over for another chance for the Trailblazers. Chapman coming around and tried to, and it looks like that one hit the line. Cougars thought they had the point at first, but Chapman's going to get the kill on that one. And Brandon, that one's going to be a block error, and Chapman's not liking it at all, showing her frustration, but what the referee says goes. No changing the call. And Doonan to start it off, over to Nelson, and Chapman's fired up as she gets a lot of power behind that one. That's going to be a bad set, and a point awarded as the Trailblazers quickly double up the score. And Moore to serve it over. Gonna find Newhouse over to Higa, and that's gonna be Miller. Standing at 6'2", easily getting over the net and showing why she is all Pac West deserving, as she was second team all Pac West last year as a freshman. Only gonna go up from here, as the future for her extremely bright. And that one's gonna get hit out of play. And that's gonna be Clapp putting a little too much power on that one. And Adams checks in for Condi. Doonan's gonna hit it over. Newhouse to start it off. And Miller's just gonna flick this one in there, tripping up is Moore, and that one's gonna nearly fall. going to get blocked, and all the Cougar players in the front, and that one's going to get deflected off into the back. And Coach Keefe upset as he walks over to his bench and lets his team know whatever it is on his mind. He doesn't look too happy at all. As that one's going to get fired in. Clap with the kill. As Newhouse leaves the game, and coming in is going to be Ogus. Brandon over to Moore, and that one's going to find Chapman, and that one gets returned. And Pennington. Miller gets blocked. Off her face, but keeping that one in. It's going to be Adams getting the kill, and that one's going to bounce off of the ground. And sensational rally as Sid Brandon took one to the face. But however, the Trailblazers are able to hit it back over despite the hit. And Chapman to serve it over. Pennington to start it off. Over to Kagahiro, and that's going to find Ogus. And trying to sneak that one over the blockers, but however, that one goes out of play. And Pennington just has to lightly hit it over, and that's going to be Lauren getting denied on that one. And Chapman was right there trying to pick it back up. However, just in front of her. This one's going to find Sorensen, and the block goes out of play. And the Trailblazers able to maintain their lead that they've had all set long. Nelson to serve it away. And that one missed time. Didn't time the jump correctly. Is going to be Wagenveld. Nelson again. And that's going to be Doonan unable to pop it back up to try and start something. And the run is over for now as Morrison and Higa check in. Adams to start it off, and that's going to finish with Barney, and that one's going to roll on top of the net. The Cougars unable to make something happen out of it. And Adams going to check out of the game, and Connie's going to serve it away. And that one's going to fall short of the net again. As Newhouse checks in for Ogus. Going to get blocked, but however, the return is going to go out of play for a Trailblazer point, and Chapman checks into the game for Gamble. And Brandon going to serve it away. Brandon again to start it off, over to Nelson, and Chapman's going to lightly hit this one over, and Wagenfeld probably thought that that one was going to reach it over the net. Does not, however. The Trailblazers up by 7, their largest lead of any set tonight. And that dig going right back over. And that one's gonna fall for a Cougar point. Morrison awarded with the kill on that one. Pennington to serve it over. Conn to start it over to Nelson. And Chapman. That one's gonna get blocked, however, able to maintain composure. And the Cougars again with another chance, and that one's gonna get hit way out of play, but looks like it was tipped, as I could have missed it. And Pennington once again. Doonan finds the back row, nobody there to make a play on it, and that one falls for a Trailblazer point as Kara Moore and Shannon Sorensen check in for Barney and Nelson once again. And that one's gonna get tipped back over, capitalizing on the bad set. And Kayla Chapman able to get on top of that one. And Moore, low serve, but able to get over the net. A big windup by Clapp. And that one's gonna fall over as Kagahiro and Hinnett check into the game. Doonan finding Kagahiro. And Moore able to keeping this one alive by the good effort from Brandon. And Miller trying to just lightly hit this one to the front row. However, outside of the line, and that's going to fall for a Trailblazer point, and checking into the game is going to be Adams coming in for Condi. Low serve once again, and Miller's gonna flick this one over. However, Chapman right there to make the good reaction, and it's gonna be Brandon setting it up to Sorensen. It's gonna be Hinnett starting it up, over to Kagahiro on the low set. And Chapman gets blocked, led by Miller. And Newhouse is going to check out, and coming in for her is Ogus. And Clapp to serve it, a junior. And that one's going to be lasered in for a Trailblazer point, as it caught me off guard. I thought they were going to go back facing the front, but instead flick it behind them. And I don't think the Cougars were ready for that one. And Ogus with the windup, and Moore keeping it alive. He's going to hit off the ceiling, and Doonan with the great effort and adjustment. And Miller's going to smack that one in there. And the block unable to make it back over the net. Looks like it was a bad set recorded by Kara Moore. And the Trailblazers can't get too relaxed yet. And Miller's going to serve it again. And Doonan over to Moore. And that's going to be Adams, and she gets blocked on that one. And Coach Felder's going to call a timeout as she sees the change of momentum as the Cougars closing the gap a little bit, now just trailing by 4. And if you are just joining the broadcast, myself, James Guerin, on the call. And the Trailblazers come in victorious in sets 1 and 2. Set number 1 by a score of 25-17. And set number 2, a tight one, 25-23. And we'll take a 30-second timeout here on the Dixie State University Trailblazer Volleyball Network. Welcome back to the Student Activity Center, fresh out of the timeout. And man, what a windup on that one. And Casey Adams gets the kill on that one, keeping her team out in front. And Nelson and the captain checking in. August starting up over to Kaguhiro, and Brandon, the dig on there. And that one's going to get tipped, and that one's going to go out of play. And falling for a Cougar point. Higa serving it over, barely clearing the net as Nelson keeps it alive, and miscommunication between Brandon and Doonan, and falls harmlessly to the ground. The intensity picking up here as the set comes to a conclusion, and that one's going to get blocked and rejected. And it is a 2-point game. And it's going to be Higa again. Adams over to Nelson, and it's going to find Adams again, and that one's going to get fired in there, splitting the two defenders. And Adams is going to stay in the game for her second serve of the set and of the game. And let's see if they can recover. And they don't quite get to, as that was 4 hits. Still a 2-point game as Ogus is going to serve this one over. Going to be Brandon starting it off over to Nelson, and there's going to be Lefty Lauren again, and that one nearly going to fall over. The Cougars able to recover. Adams over to Nelson. It's going to find the captain, and Nelson keeping it alive. Adams on her knees, and Brandon has to lightly hit it over. And that one's going to get hit out of play. Cougars probably thought it was going to be a tip, and Trailblazers 3 points away. And Brandon going to serve it over. It's going to be Nelson over to Adams, and Adams going to find Doonan, and that one's going to sneak into the back far right corner. And it looked like it was going to go out for a second, but the dip on it kept it in play. And the Trailblazers 2 points away, and Brandon serves it over. And now it's going to get hit out of play again. And all of a sudden, game point. Here in set number 3, the crowd on their feet. 1 point away from bringing out the broomsticks, and here we go. Hennington started off over to Higa, and that one may have hit the ground. Adams trying to get the dig on there, doesn't quite get to, and the Cougars still alive here. All the support on your Veterans Day, and Doonan probably a little too excited on that one, as that one floated up there. And Coach Felder gonna take a timeout, trying to keep her team focused as they don't want to blow any leads here. 1 point away from bringing out the broomsticks. I didn't want to say it, announcers jinx. But if the Trailblazers are able to take this one, it'd be a huge, huge win. And that's my cue. I'll be back after a 40-second timeout here on the Dixie State University Trailblazer Volleyball Network. And it looks like we're going to cut that timeout short as everybody's on their feet. I'm on my feet as we're doing game point here in set number 3. And Chapman nearly getting this one away over to Higa, and Higa's going to find Ogus, and that one's going to fall. And Nelson keeping it alive, and Brandon's going to find Barney, and nearly collapsing into each other. And that's going to be blocked and tipped, and Brandon and Chapman nearly getting this one over again, and Nelson's going to set this one up over to the captain, and it's going to be Hennington keeping it alive to Higa, and that one's going to get blocked, and there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the clean sweep for your Dixie State Trailblazers with the upset over the Azusa Pacific Cougars, and a convincing game set match over the Cougars, taking down number 2 in the conference. And boy, 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 did the Trailblazers show up for today's senior night game. And they have to be super, super proud of themselves. I'm sure Coach Felder gonna give her team a very well-spoken speech after today's matchup. And that's an upset, ladies and gentlemen. Taking down the number 2 team, coming into tonight with a 20-5 record. And the Cougars may have put themselves in jeopardy for the regional at-large bid, and the Trailblazers able to take that one away from them as they come victorious on senior night. Once again, the 3 seniors being acknowledged today: red shirt Kayla Chapman, Jacqueline Condi, and of course your captain, Brett Barney. However, this is the senior night, but however, there is a game tomorrow right here at noon for the final home game, as it is going to come against the Academy of Art. And the Trailblazers probably taking this momentum into tomorrow's matchup to end the final home game of the 2017 season, to go on the road for the final 2 games. Wow, I'm pumped. My heart rate is racing right now as I was excited for that one, and as was everyone else here inside the Student Activity Center, as your Trailblazers get the clean sweep over the Azusa Pacific Cougars by scores of 25-17, 25-23, and the finals set number 3, 25-19. And that's going to wrap up this broadcast. We appreciate everybody who could join us today. For myself, James Guerin, along with CEC, thank you for watching. We'll see you tomorrow right here at noon. Aloha.